you guys maybe comment on your take on how the Lutheran Church arrived to this change of heart last year? I'm wondering, after your experience, Pastor, in 1990 and the experience of St. Francis, I mean, were there other churches that went rogue within the Lutheran Church that you felt led to this change of heart, or what do you think was happening with the Lutheran Church nationwide in these 20 years that led to last year's decision?
You know, that's a fantastic question, and I think people in denominations across this country are asking that question because Lutherans have taken a step today that other denominations are hoping to take, but they haven't yet been able to take. Among Lutherans, we have, as was mentioned earlier, a very strong network of welcoming congregations that has been organized very successfully by Lutherans concerned. And we've had a very strong legislative team that has been preparing for each of the annual or semi-annual assemblies to work this issue through the legislative process. But what we have in the church that is different from other denominations is we have a very strong movement of resistance to the policy. And that's a movement that includes not only the clergy that are up here, but the clergy that Amalia mentioned, the 39 clergy who have been extraordinarily ordained, and as well congregations of resistance who have said, we are Lutheran, and to be Lutheran means to stand up for what we believe in. And we can't go along with the denomination with this policy, which oppresses and discriminates. And we will raise our voices against that. We have had a very strong network of resistance within the church over the past 20 years. And that's made a significant difference. It's helped people to see that this is an issue that needs to be taken seriously. And as it comes up again and again and again, people are willing to recognize that change. So thankfully, we're at this new day where together we can walk into the future and do some good work together. But it's taken a lot of hard work to get to this place.
And I think our church is a lot like a family. And anyone who's had an experience with coming out or a family member who's coming out, it's a process that takes time, and how you deal with it as a family changes over time. And so the process of gay and lesbian, bisexual, and transgender folk not leaving, but eating meals with people and praying with people and coming back year after year after year and being a part of the family helps to move people. And as the trends kind of in the United States move towards being more accepting, the church kind of moves in that same direction. And I think too, just the courage of people being out, seeing a gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender pastor, seeing that they can be good pastors, that work for fun and we're not scary.
Speak for yourself.
I'm fun. So I think there's a way in which just living together as faithful people helps you to see that it's not as tough as you thought it might be.
Kind of build on what's been said. I think all of the things that you've just heard talked about have contributed to an environment in our church which has said we don't need to be fearful about taking this bold step. I think what finally happened last summer was that this church moved across a threshold where it had been afraid to take this action because it was worried that perhaps too many people would object or would come into some place of saying, well, if this is what our church is going to be, I'm going to have to leave. Now, we've had that happen. There have been congregations that have sadly said, you know, if this is what the ELCA is going to be, we can't abide with it. But I think the story that needs to be told today, and hopefully this will help bring farther into the life of our church, is the fact that there are lots of people that are coming to our churches now to find out about this denomination that has made this bold step, that has moved from fear to faith, that has said everyone is welcome. And I'm absolutely sure that we're seeing more and more of that as time goes on. That congregations are seeing people who are coming through their doors that might not have felt welcome before because of the steps this church has taken. It's because of the bold work and the faithful work that pastors like this and others that you've heard being mentioned, it's made that possible. And our church responded finally as it did last year and is moving forward now.
We're at 3 o'clock, so unless there are any other pressing questions, we'll probably move on.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all.